Hey guys, my name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando, and we have a couple of articles on Warcom to talk about, which is nice that we finally got something interesting now that Age of Sigmar is flopped. Released. So, Codex Imperial Agents unleash the might of the Emperor's Inquisition. What a show. If you understand that reference, you're probably on a watch list. Right. So, Codex Imperial Agents. It's been a pretty badly kept secret that Imperial Agents was going to become their own standalone faction, and here they are. Now, back in the day when the Inquisition graduated into being their own faction, we got two codexes called Witch Hunters and Demon Hunters. And this was back during, I think, 4th edition. And I had the Witch Hunters Codex, and I loved it. There was a brilliant limited edition model that came out at the time called Gideon Locke, who was this big brimmed hat, Solomon Kane looking guy with a bionic arm and a really cool ornate looking plasma pistol. No idea where the model is nowadays. You can't get him on eBay. If you can, he's going for way more than he's actually worth. We also had, the Sisters of Battle getting their own sort of models, or a massive refresh from their early 3rd edition range. We got to see things like the Penitent Engines, the Arco-Flagellants, the Repentia, that sort of thing. And it became a really cool faction. So, now we have Imperial Agents. Everything kind of rolled back into one. We never got a Xenos book, an Alien Hunters book, which is a little sad because, they were out there and we never got to see them. And, yeah, so it looks like we've got Gideon Locke was basically the alternate sculpt to this guy. He had a pointing finger and a big plasma pistol and slightly different designs. It was what they did at the time, was just alternate designs of things. So, yeah, so it looks like a lot of stuff in here is going to basically be requisitioned from other codexes. Grey Knights, Battle Sister Squads, the Death Watch have moved into here. So it looks like Death Watch may not be graduating back to being a full army again, which is kind of understandable. Death Watch never, in my opinion, should have been a full army. Death Watch is very much small strike squads. It's supposed to be very small covert actions against aliens, not deployment of an entire chapter. That was the idea. But, things change. The Grey Knights coming in here means that we're probably not going to be seeing a major Grey Knights shift for a while, which is a little sad because Grey Knights really need a range refresh. But the big thing to take away from this is the new model for Inquisitor Courtiers. And Inquisitor Courtiers here is a dumpy little fat boy in his rompy suit, and he looks like, he looks like a fat 10-year-old that some mum has made power armor for him, and it's huge. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I cannot think of a single model in Games Workshop's history that has been such a downgrade in quality than this model. If you've never seen the original Inquisitor Courtiers model, this is it. The original Courtiers model is 20 odd years old and was a mainstay of Space Marine conversions, Inquisition conversions, warrior priests in fantasy conversions, Chaos Lord conversions. This guy's arm was used for running, this hammer was used all over the place. This guy is the epitome of the ultimate, static pose. He's brilliant. This is bullshit. I'm sorry, this is just an absolutely terrible model. And that's not just my opinion, that is just objectively clear. Look at the size of his feet. This guy is wearing trousers that are they're the Terminator-sized legs, with a giant codpiece. And, I mean, these hips here are so wrong that he will not be able to bend his torso more than about 3 degrees. In fact, I don't know if he's got any flexibility in his torso, which means his hammer is not going to be a very useful weapon, because he's not going to be able to get a full range of movement with his torso to swing that thing. He can rotate on this, like around this axis, so he can swing it like that, but he can't bring it up and down. He can swing his arms up and down, but that's about it. It's ridiculous. This cloak, first of all, the fur is terrible. It's bunches of bananas. I thought we learnt this with the Space Wolves 30k releases. GW, seriously, do better on your fur. His hair has regrown. Fantastic. I'm so glad that Rogaine has been rediscovered in the 41st millennium. But originally, he's bald. His facial sculpt is worse. He's got younger and now looks like a Hearthkin. Is he a Votan? Is there like a Votan sat inside this and he's piloting it like something out of Men in Black? His twin-headed Cyber Eagle, okay, which has lovely detail, is just ruined by having one of its wings whacked onto this piece of scaffolding to act as its flying base. It's ridiculous. Have it coming into land and have one of its claws grasping it would have looked considerably better. It's just mid, as the kids would say. It's so... he can't see out of his... if he turns left, he can't see. He just sees bush. It's like, oh great, I'm in the 1970s. It's crap. I can't stress it enough how bad this... how this sculpt ever got past the first round of reviews is beyond me. Because if I was in charge of this and I was the editor and whatever you want to call the job title, I would have looked at this and gone, okay, he needs to be like half as thick and way more detailed. Look at the legs. There is way more detail in the legs. If we go back up to the artwork, you can see the ornate, very gothic details in Courtiers here. And none of this is present in Captain Duplo here. He looks like he is super clean, super safe. We don't want to sculpt. This was handed to a junior sculptor, I guarantee. A junior sculptor did this and just fucked it. I'm sorry. Like, it's awful. You know, the nice blending on the gold doesn't even save this. His giant nappy. He needed a loincloth or a tabard, whatever you want to call it. Would help break up how awful his legs look. Just straight down. Rotate the mantle around by about another 45 degrees, so it's now back on both his shoulders. Take the hammer, put it in this hand, so it's down here. So he's maybe holding his arm out for the bird to land on. Swap the head out, get him a much better looking head. Thin the legs down, increase the detail, and you would have a 90% better model. The 3D print community is going to do better than this probably by the end of the week. Why has he got... I can't say why has he got a Crux Terminatus, not Crux Terminatus, but that has always been a symbol of the elite of the Astartes. I mean, just... if you'd made this, which is something Old Forge World would have been very capable of doing, it would have been perfect. if you'd literally taken this and just made him a little bit taller. And in plastic. Much better. If you'd taken something like this, but, you know, a little thinner and not so nappy-ish, and made it a plastic multi-part kit, you could have had a really cool multi-part plastic Inquisitor and power armor to use. But, man, that's just terrible. Let's now move on to the boxes, because there's 3 new battle forces. Wow! The Ordo Xenos, the Alien Hunters, which has the Euclidean Star Striders from Rogue Trader's Kill Team expansion, or the Kill Team Rogue Trader expansion, the Kill Team from the Inquisitional Acolytes, and an Inquisitor and some Death Watch, and a Corvus Blackstar. Well, that's just great. Yeah. Really feeling the Alien Hunter side of that. Ordo Malleus, the Demon Hunters. This is a little better, I suppose, in the sense that it actually feels like it might be something to do with fighting demons. You have your Inquisitor and his retinue, and a second retinue, and a Colexus Assassin, and then the Repentia, and some Grey Knights. Now, Grey Knights, great, love Grey Knights, just need a bigger kit. Literally make this kit, and just upscale by 10%. And we're done. You don't need to do anything else to that kit. Upscale by 10%, send it back to the printers, get them to make the new sprues for it, and send it back out. But look, he is taller than Terminators. And I know he's on a slightly different level, but you can clearly see he is bigger than those Terminators. Ordo Hereticus, my favourite of the Ordos, actually isn't too bad of a box set. Greyfax, some Sisters of Battle, an Immolator. Why do I keep right-clicking? I don't know. Inquisitional Acolytes, the Priest from Blackstone Fortress, and the Arbites, or Arbites, depending how you want to mispronounce it. That's all in all not a bad shout. That's actually a pretty good box set. I don't mind that. So, out of the 3, that's probably the only one I'd bother getting. I mean, this one's got a bloody Chimera in it, for Christ's sake. And it certainly looks like how old it is. It's really starting to show its age. This one's the worst one, I think. The Ordo Xenos. The Star Striders really don't fit anything anymore. And aesthetically, I'm not a fan of 90% of the models in that set. The Acolytes, they're okay. They're just... I mean, I wish more kits were like them with lots of bits and make your own stuff, but aesthetically, not a lot of them are very interesting. Yeah. Okay, so they confirmed Grey Knight's getting a codex next year. Seriously, how bad a model is this? Alright, I'm done with this. On to the next one. Team up and clear out a Space Hulk in Space Marine Adventures Tyrannid Attack. We have another box set that's going to be available from Barnes & Noble. For those of you who don't know, these are standalone boxed games. They're board games, basically, but they have some Warhammer models in them. And they're usually, I think, around £35-ish. When converted back to real money. The problem is you can't buy these in the UK. They only sell them so far in America and Germany. And this one appears to have a lot of the Marines from... I think most of these guys are from that Kill Team. Not Kill Team, they're Space Marine Heroes. But I might be wrong. I don't know Primaris Marines, I do apologise. They're just not interesting to me at all, really. But again, we have a random selection of Space Marines and a tiny board. It's Micro Space Hulk by the look of it. It literally is Micro Space Hulk. This is travel Space Hog. We need Space Hog again. But this is the perfect thing for a Deathwatch kill team. So yeah, that's it. That's really... There's nothing else on Warcom. It's been so dead for the last couple of weeks. Oh look, Weta Workshop's releasing another model. Hey, have you got a couple of grand to spend? You know, would you like to buy a giant, you know, figurine of Abaddon that's already painted? I mean, it's great. It looks fantastic. It's terrifying. He looks suitably angry. He really doesn't look like his 40k model at all. It looks more like the original. It's nice, but they're so expensive, and it's 700. It's limited edition, so yeah, wouldn't bother with that. Not a lot else to talk about. Dwarfs have come out. Necromunda stuff. This is such a swing and a miss. Cortez is one of my favourite Inquisitors. He was so cool. And to get such a mid replacement. Can you guys think of any other like replacements of models, any upgrades that you think are as bad as this? What do you think's the worst one? What's the worst replacement you've ever seen GW drop? Pop it down in the comments and let me know. If you love this model, defend it. On guard, get in the comments and tell me why I'm wrong. Don't just tell me I'm wrong, tell me why I'm wrong. Alright guys, I should have another nice long painting video coming out at some point this week. The models are nearly finished. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. If any more news drops, I'll make sure I talk about that. And been discussing in the Discord about channel membership, because YouTube can't take a hint that I'm not interested, and they keep harassing me almost daily now. So that might be coming into the channel. I hope not. I hate those sorts of things. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. My name is Bando, this is Brexit Bando. Have a great day. Bye bye.